guys, and welcome to my channel. If this is the first time that you are watching, this is going to be a good video for you to watch because I will be talking about myself basically, and that's it. My name is Melissa, welcome, and for those of you who are regular viewers, welcome back. I'm happy to have you here. So basically today's video is going to be part of the First Phorm athlete search, and this goes to one of their weekly challenges where they, First Phorm had posted to Instagram, this week we are asking you guys to make a video telling your story, what makes you special, how you overcame adversity. Everyone has a story, we want to hear yours. So my approach in this is that I'm going to talk about just a few of my favorite quotes. I don't have some crazy story or anything that happened to me. I just have life experiences that have taught me really hard lessons. So the best way for me to stay on track with what I want to say is referring back to my quotes, which I have in a note on my phone here. So let's just get started. I guess basically I should explain, I am currently 23 years old. I am a law student and I just graduated undergrad at the University of Kansas in May 2016. I then started law school the day after graduation. So I actually started law school in the summer and I am on track to graduate in December of 2018. So that makes law school 2.5 years for me. Typically it takes 3. Hopefully that speaks to my character and work ethic. I don't back down from a challenge, and I have always risen to the occasion, in my opinion. So that's kind of just a very brief backstory. If you guys have questions, feel free to ask below, but I try to portray my life and my life story more so on Instagram. So if you want to create my Instagram, it is at melissajane_fit. I had that at the beginning of this video. So the first quote / idea. These quotes are also going to be my mantras, kind of. I don't know if you're allowed to have more than one. I have more than one, to be quite honest. But first one is, you should always be open to opportunity. You should try something. That way you know if you like it or you dislike it. And I have applied this for about the last 5 years of my life because before I actually went to college, I couldn't decide if I wanted to rush a sorority, which, by the way, that's not the term, it's recruitment, go through recruitment, and I just decided, you know what, I'm going to try this because I'd rather try it and know that I don't like it as opposed to getting 10 years down the road and wondering, what if I would have tried that? I really wish I would have done that. So when an opportunity presents itself, I am a huge advocate of taking it, jumping on it, literally leap on it, take it into your hands. If you think that opportunities don't present themselves to you, create them. Put yourself in situations and circumstances where opportunities manifest themselves and take them. And if you don't like it, then now you know that you don't like it and you don't ever have to do it again. Other instances where I have applied this just include, school and career opportunities, but also right now I'm 3.5 weeks out from my first NPC competition, and this is something that I've wanted to do for a couple of years now, and I wanted to set myself up optimally to do this. And honestly, I don't know if I'm going to love it or not. After show day, I will know, and that's the point of doing it, so I can know if it's something that I like or dislike, and if I will be doing it again. Okay, my second quote / mantra, this is one of the most powerful things that I have ever heard. And the quote is, it doesn't matter what happens to you. What matters is what you're going to do about it. And if you think about that, think about the people that inspire you. They have inspiring stories, okay? Their stories don't go, oh, poor me, my life sucks, and I didn't do anything about it. Nobody wants to hear that. Everybody has their own stuff that they're going through. And it's not inspiring to listen to people complain all the time. What's inspiring is hearing what they did about it. So I apply this to if something happens to me in my life, or something happens that frustrates me, or I get upset, I think about, well, who cares? This doesn't even matter to anyone else. Some people might be like, oh, I'm sorry you had a bad day, but they don't care. I don't care when somebody else has a bad day and doesn't do anything about it. Try and find the good in every situation and be positive. That is kind of everything wrapped into this one idea, but the most inspiring stories are the ones where, the rags to riches, or, this really terrible thing happened to me and I completely turned it around and I saw the positive in it. Like, for example, I just returned from Alabama 2 days ago from a mock trial competition, and we barely made our connecting flight. They lost my luggage, which I didn't get until last night, and today is Tuesday, so that was a day and a half later. And they sent my bag all over the country, and I was like, wow, this is really frustrating, but you know what I did? I just tried to find the positive. Like, I made my layover, my plane didn't crash, I'm safe, they know where my bag is, and just things like that. And I'd also like to add that within 2 minutes of walking into the gym, after they lost my luggage and I had finally gotten home, I shattered my phone. I don't know if you can see how bad that is. Literally just flew out of my hand in the Lifetime Fitness and shattered. Didn't even land face down. And I was like, this can go one of two ways. I can let this tiny little thing, ruin the rest of my day, or I can just buckle down, live with it. I can't change it now. What's done is done. Everything I'm saying here, these generalizations are all wrapped up into probably one of my favorite mantras or principles of life. Just, it doesn't matter what happens to you. It does not matter. What matters is what you're going to do about it. Okay, and that leads me to my third quote, and this has always, always been my favorite quote, and I will prove it to you right now before I even say it. Strive for progress, not perfection. I realize that sounds so cliche. Maybe all of these sound cliche, but to me they mean something. And the bottom line is no one's perfect. You will never achieve perfection, especially if you are a perfectionist, because to a certain degree that's good, because you know that you can always be improving and becoming your better self. But to another degree, that can be very self-deprecating, and you can think that you're never good enough. So you really have to find that balance, which I'm still striving to find that balance myself, but I know the principle of it, generally. So I apply the strive for progress, not perfection mantra just to literally anything. Like I mentioned, right now I'm in prep, and sometimes I'm really hungry, and sometimes I'm really tired, and sometimes I get really irritated at little things, but that's not fair to other people to treat them negatively because I have elected to be in the circumstances that I am in. So one thing that this prep has taught me, I've never prepped before, is that you really just gotta chill out and you gotta focus on being the best version of yourself you can be. Like, the best teammate, the best student, the best roommate. Like, I always try to take a step back and think, whatever I'm thinking right now, if I say it, is it going to be hurtful? Am I going to regret it? Is it justified? And if it's just like a knee-jerk reaction, like, shut up, like, I'm hungry, don't talk to me. Like, if somebody did that to me, I would be like, you are completely unjustified and we are not friends anymore. So that's what I've been focusing on lately with the whole striving for progress, not perfection, because I know nobody's perfect. I'm not going to ever be perfect. But I think the best thing you can do is just try to be the best version of yourself. Continue growing, continue just trying to put your best foot forward and being positive. And that kind of leads me to my last point, which is that negative people are exhausting to be around. And I can attest to this because I used to be that way. Like, before I went to college, and maybe even like halfway through college, I was such a negative person. Like, I complained about everything. I never tried to find the positive in anything. I was like, oh, all these people that are so positive, like, that's just stupid, that's not real, they are so fake, and things like that. And then, if we're being honest, I went through a pretty terrible breakup, which I know I said, like, I don't have anything crazy that happened to me, and like, whatever, everybody goes through breakups, but that was honestly the turning point in my mind, with just embracing positivity and spreading it. Because think about when you're sitting in a room and everybody's having really good conversations, everyone's vibing, it's positive, and one person walks in, maybe it's Monday morning, and they're like, I spilled my coffee this morning and I got a parking ticket last night and everything's stupid. Immediately, everyone feeds off that energy. And I do not allow those people around me. It's taken a long time, but I have removed those kind of people from my life. And it is for the better. And there's no threshold. I don't care. I encourage you to do the same. I don't care if they're your childhood friend, if they're your cousin or your professor or even your own mother. If someone is in your life that is negative, they will drain your energy and you will feed off it and you will not be living the best life that you can live, okay? If you try to find the good in everything, even though some days it sounds so cliche and like you just can't do it, first of all, at least you tried. You're striving for progress there. But honestly, once you adopt that mindset and you know how to implement it, life is just so much better. Like, you want to get out of bed in the mornings. You want to do life. I don't know. That's very high level overview. And again, probably really cliche. If you're not into this video by now, then you're probably not going to be in it at all. But that is just something that I have tried very hard to focus on. And again, if people are negative and they're not going to leave the room, I will leave the room. I will remove myself from the situation because I want to live a happy life. I want to be happy. I want to be positive. And you are totally entitled and capable of creating those circumstances. Create the life you want. And honestly, that all wraps back into fitness for me. I didn't even mean for that to happen, but just thinking now, what gets me out of bed in the morning is knowing that I'm going to get to work out and I get to connect with people in the fitness world. The fitness realm gives me an outlet. This last week when I was out of town at a mock trial competition, I didn't get on my the social media stuff at all, which was good because we are all too attached to social media. But once I got back into it and I saw what everybody had posted and was sharing, I got to talk to everyone again. It just was good for my mental health because my fitness people, they just give me a place where I can be surrounded by like-minded people and positive people, and that's because I've chosen to create those circumstances and create the life that I want. So I will just say that throughout undergrad and leading up to now, I am a much, much happier person after I have adopted all of these principles, and that is pretty much, I think, everything I wanted to say for this video. I guess I can summarize and wrap it up again. My first mantra was take every opportunity. Try something so you know if you like it or you don't like it, as opposed to wondering 10 years down the road, what if I would have tried that? Life's too short. Second mantra, this is one of my favorite quotes: it doesn't matter what happens to you. What matters is what you're going to do about it. I don't even need to explain that. That's just powerful. Let that sink in. Third, strive for progress, not perfection. That has always been my favorite quote. I've used it in several speeches and presentations. I use that notebook as a prop quite frequently. And the last thing, I just have written down: negative people are exhausting, but you just listen to me talk about that. So that kind of goes into creating the life you want, finding something you are passionate about, and something that's going to get you out of bed in the morning and make you want to do life. So I'm sure everybody could talk about themselves for hours and hours. I will spare you. This video is already 15 minutes long and I really didn't want it to be very long, but here we are. Hopefully my passion has come across, as well as my work ethic. But again, that could be a conversation for another day. So again, this video is for the first Phorm athlete search. This is my challenge entry for the week. And if you are still watching, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Please like the video, please subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.